In the silent vastness of space, there are explosions so powerful they outshine entire galaxies. They come without warning. They burn for seconds or minutes, and then they vanish, leaving behind nothing but a fading afterglow. These are gamma-ray bursts, or GRBs, the most energetic electromagnetic events known to science. For a moment, a single GRB can release more energy than the Sun will emit in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. We used to think nothing could outshine a quasar or the collision of neutron stars. But then came the impossibly distant GRBs, bursts so far away. Their light has traveled across the entire observable universe to reach us. And yet, they are still visible. Somehow, their signal survived a journey of over 13 billion years. Across expanding space, cosmic dust, and intervening galaxies. The light from these explosions was born when the universe was only a few 100 million years old, barely past infancy. But here's the paradox. How can something that far away be that bright? What kind of engine could produce such violence and still reach us with this much energy? And what does that tell us about the structure of the universe itself? This is the mystery of the impossibly distant gamma-ray burst paradox. Gamma-ray bursts were first discovered by accident. In the late 1960s, the United States launched Vela satellites to monitor nuclear tests on Earth. Instead, they found brief, intense flashes of gamma radiation coming from deep space. At first, no one knew what to make of them. Were they from the Milky Way? Supernovae? Alien weapons? Decades of observations followed. NASA's Compton Gamma Ray Observatory, the Swift satellite, Fermi, Integral, all collected bursts. Hundreds, then thousands. GRBs come in two major types. Short GRBs, lasting less than 2 seconds, likely caused by the merger of neutron stars. Long GRBs, lasting from 2 seconds to several minutes, thought to come from the collapse of massive stars, hypernovae, forming black holes. Both types release gamma radiation, the most energetic form of light in the universe. But here's the catch. Some of these bursts aren't just energetic. They're too energetic. Some seem to violate what we thought were the physical limits of distant explosions. In astronomy, light fades with distance. Every time you double the distance from a light source, its brightness drops by a factor of 4. It's called the inverse square law. Combine that with cosmic redshift, where the expanding universe stretches the wavelength of light, and it becomes increasingly difficult to see objects from the early universe. And yet, GRBs like GRB 090423 and GRB 090429 B have been detected with redshifts of Z equals 8.2 and possibly higher. That places them more than 13 billion light years away. And still, they shine. Some GRBs, like GRB 2-21009A, which occurred much closer but was so powerful that it blinded satellites and saturated detectors, provide a modern analog, showing just how extreme these events can be. Even if such an event happened across the universe, a fraction of that energy might still reach us. But here's the issue. If these GRBs were truly as far away as they appear, and as bright as we measure, the energy output must be astronomical, possibly exceeding what standard physics allows. So which is wrong? The distance? The energy calculations? Our understanding of light propagation through space? Or is something deeper going on? One explanation scientists propose is relativistic beaming. GRBs may not emit energy in all directions equally. Instead, their energy is concentrated into narrow jets, launched at near light speed from the poles of a collapsing star or merging neutron stars. If one of these jets points directly at Earth, We see a burst far brighter than the object's actual total energy would suggest. It's like a cosmic flashlight pointed directly at your eyes, dazzling, but not omnidirectional. This helps solve part of the paradox. It means we're only seeing a tiny fraction of all GRBs, just the ones aimed at us. And their brightness is an illusion caused by directionality. But even with beaming, some of these distant GRBs still seem too powerful. The energy needed to produce their observed brightness, even if highly collimated, implies physics operating at the extreme edge of what we understand. Are we witnessing new kinds of stellar death, unknown types of black holes, or is there something more fundamental being revealed? Another piece of the paradox lies in how gamma rays travel. The universe isn't perfectly transparent. High-energy gamma rays should interact with background photons, especially from the cosmic microwave background and extragalactic background light, creating electron-positron pairs and fading before they reach us. This effect is known as cosmic opacity. But again, some GRBs seem to punch through vast stretches of this photon field, their high-energy photons arriving at Earth unscathed. This suggests either our models of intergalactic photon density are off, gamma rays somehow avoid interaction, or, most radically, the structure of space itself at quantum levels allows for loopholes we don't yet understand. Could this be evidence of exotic physics, quantum gravity effects, or hints of extra dimensions altering how high-energy photons behave over cosmic distances? It's not just a paradox of brightness. It's a paradox of transmission. GRBs are more than explosions. They're beacons. They allow us to study the intergalactic medium, the composition of early galaxies, and even the reionization era, the time when the first stars lit up the universe and ended the cosmic dark ages. When light from a GRB passes through intervening matter, it gets absorbed in specific ways. By analyzing the afterglow, especially in X-ray and optical wavelengths, scientists can study the chemistry of ancient gas clouds. That makes GRBs the most powerful cosmic flashlights we have. Some GRBs are now believed to be the deaths of population 3 stars, the first stars, made of hydrogen and helium only, massive and short-lived. Detecting GRBs from such stars would be a direct glimpse into the earliest stellar generations. In this sense, the paradox becomes a gift. Yes, their brightness seems impossible, but their existence opens a window onto the deepest past we can see. Whenever paradoxes arise in science, there are 2 options. Either we're missing data, or we're missing a theory. The brightness of distant GRBs has prompted some theorists to question whether our understanding of cosmological distances is correct. Could the redshift distance relationship be nonlinear at extreme scales? Could dark energy, the mysterious force accelerating cosmic expansion, be interacting with light in unknown ways? Some even propose that light speed may vary slightly across cosmic time, or that quantum foam at Planck scales distorts the paths of photons in subtle ways over billions of years. These are not mainstream views yet, but GRBs give us one of the few ways to test physics at such high energy, over such long distances, with real observational data. If any cracks exist in the standard model or general relativity, GRBs may shine a light into them. New missions are on the horizon. China's Einstein probe, NASA's Ultrasat, ESA's Theseus, and proposed observatories like Lynx and Athena aim to detect GRBs with greater sensitivity across wider spectral bands. On Earth, fast-response optical telescopes and radio arrays are improving our ability to study afterglows and pinpoint GRB host galaxies. Machine learning now filters satellite data in real time, catching bursts and alerting ground stations within seconds. Every year, we detect hundreds more GRBs. Every few years, a new record is broken for brightness, redshift, or duration. Eventually, we may catch a GRB from the first billion years of the universe. And when we do, it may finally answer or deepen the paradox. Gamma ray bursts are destruction on a scale that defies imagination.